Alright, so this is just the fire tanking loadout that I've been using. I've used this loadout to tank DWFR. I've used it to solo tank DWFR, and I've used it to, well, you can solo tank any other raid, but I haven't used it to solo tank DWFE because I feel like that would be way too chaotic, and you'd probably end up taking a whole bunch of damage. But first I want to go into my stats. I don't have like amazing tank stats because I use synthetic dominance mods on all my support roles. So this is what it looks like. Nothing amazing right there. So if you have if you're like a fully modded tank, expect it to work even better for you. But these are the stats I have now. Going into my I have like 30,000 base health, 5.5k power. My defense is 30k. My freaking dominance is 6,000 too. And I know a lot of tanks out there have way more dominance than I have, but I've been able to play the tank role effectively with far less. So I don't feel that I need that much stats in order to do well. So if you have better stats, this will only mean that you'll probably even do better. So yeah, so going into the loadout, you want to go into Immolation, go all the way down to Stoke Flames, get Burnout, and then go into Ignition, go all the way down to Burning Determination, and get Eternal Flame. And then in your iconics, get your two heals like your Empathic Healing and Miracle Worker. And then you want to get Intimidating Gaze and Mesmerizing Lasso. Now, the reason I don't do Nano Weave Armor and Powerful Resistance, I mean, if you look at it, you're only gaining 200 health from Powerful Resistance, and you're only gaining 200 defense from Nano Weave Armor. And the way defense works, 200 defense isn't a lot, and you can just go into the defense stat and look. So at level 30, 1% damage reduction is equivalent to 71 defense. So 200 defense is about, what is that, 5% damage reduction? That is very minuscule. That's compared to the amount of heals you would get from, the amount of personal heals you would get from Miracle Worker, which is 10% critical healing magnitude, and how much it crits, which is 3%. That's way more useful as a fire tank than those two powers right there, or those two iconics. So yeah, that's why I don't get Nano Weave and that other one. So this is how I set up my loadout. Now I'll just go over and explain what each power does. So Mesmerizing Lasso is a single taunt, and it's not a gimmick taunt because it's an iconic. It actually works. So it'll not only taunt one target, but it'll also the lasso will stun them, ground them, and pull them to you. So it's probably the best single taunt in the game because it doesn't just tag your target and then it's up to your target to just walk over to you. So Mesmerizing Lasso is really great for a fire tank. I prefer it far more than Fireball. So Stoke Flames, this is one of your heals, which as a fire tank, personal heals are great, but it's really up to your group healer to keep you alive. But the personal heals themselves are big, and they will pad the numbers, or they'll pad the heals that your actual healer is giving to you. So it's worth using them, and they do work great. So Stoke Flames is one of them. It's a really good heal. So Burning Determination is a breakout, and it'll heal you. Burnout is a breakout, and it'll immediately heal you. Now, Stoke Flames and Burning Determination will heal you over time. Burnout will heal you immediately, and Backdraft will heal you if your targets are on fire. Now, your targets will almost always be on fire because if you rotate Stoke Flames, you don't wanna hit these two together unless you're like really about to die and they're both available. But you'll really never be hitting them together. So Stoke Flames itself will what was I about to say? Yeah, it'll heal you over time, and but it won't break you out. So Burning Determination will break you out, and then it'll heal you over time. And they both set your target on fire. That's what I was trying to say. They'll both set your target on fire, which will allow Backdraft to heal you when you hit it. As you can see in the power interactions, it heals you when used against burning enemies. And Eternal Flame is great as like an oh shit supercharge. And here's what it does. Like the heals Eternal Flame gives you it'll pretty much prevent you from dying for the entirety of its duration in tank stance. And this allows you to pretty much survive without a healer until it runs out. And when it runs out, you won't generally just die because you don't have a healer, but you will start taking way more damage because fire is so dependent on the healer being alive. But you can still survive for a few seconds, a few seconds without a healer. But the moment you get countered as fire and you don't have a healer, you're just dead if you're running anything difficult, unless you have Eternal Flame. So that's why Eternal Flame is there. And I'll just show you what Stoke Flames, that Stoke Flames can set your targets on fire. So yeah, that's sets them on fire like that. And if you hit Backdraft, if I was damaged right now, you would have seen myself heal. I wonder if I can actually take off gear and drop my health. Nah, it doesn't work like that. So, okay, so yeah, it'll heal you. Backdraft will heal you for about 2,000 to 3,000, and that's with my personal dominance. And the way fire works, there's a lot of people who go for restoration as a fire tank, and I guess you can do that if you want to boost your own personal heals. But I don't know, if you go into fire's traits, you'll see like in tank role, dominance is increased by 100%. Using a power increases your total health by 60% plus 2.2 health per point of dominance. And I'll just read the whole thing. It increases your healing received by 80% and your restoration when wearing level 81 or higher gear. Now that restoration will be affecting your actual personal heals, but if you're in like serious content, it is up to your healer to heal you. Like, personal heals are great and all, but I would say it's much better to go for the health boost you get from your dominance, because that'll make you more durable. And like, I don't even have a lot of dominance. I don't even spec seriously as a fire tank, and this is like how high my health can go. Any power you hit when you're a tank roll will boost your dominance. I go up to 61,805 health with 6,002 dominance. Like, I don't have a lot, and there's plenty of tanks out there with like 6,500 or something insane. But I don't spec full. Yeah, like I spec full tank in my skill points, but I don't like mod seriously. So if I can get that much health with 6,000 dominance, you can probably get a lot more. And I think that'll help you more because it'll take a target longer to kill you than, and like the heals you get from Stoke Flames and Burning Determination, they're good, but restoration wise, like if you spec more towards restoration, you'll sacrifice health, and that'll just mean whatever you're fighting has a chance to knock you out a lot faster. And the heals from these two powers, they do run out. They don't last the entirety of their cooldown. So once they run out, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna have them padding your health or anything. But I mean, I suppose if it comes right down to it, it's up to you. I mean, if I'm able to solo tank DWFR with synthetic mods, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even matter what you spec in your gear, as long as you're not going like for damage as a fire tank. You know, just make sure you're either getting dominance, which is what I would do. I'd go dominance health if I was gonna mod seriously, because I really want that health boost. Or you can just go restoration health if that's what you want to do, or I don't know why you do full restoration, but it's really up to you. People like to play it different ways. This is simply how I play it. In your skill points, for tanking, if you have enough skill points, get all of your defense, because that is initially what you want. You want to have your defense as high as possible, because it will help you take less damage. But then you want to get your dominance. And after you get your dominance, you want to get your, if you have more skill points, you want to get your critical heals. And I, like the way I was spec'd as an ice tank, I'm still spec'd the same way as a fire tank. So I would get my defense, I would get my dominance, and then I get my critical heals. And I think by then I was out of skill points, and I'm at 275, by the way. But yeah, if I can solo tank DWFR with synthetic mods, I'm pretty sure anyone can do it with higher mods or the same, so it's not really that big a deal. Just make sure as a fire tank you're blocking a lot. I would say the next best way I could show you how this loadout works is to simply upload a video of myself running DWFR as a solo tank. Now, it's not like I'm not like the first to do it. This has been done by many other tank powers. It's been done by a fire tank. It's been done by a rage tank. It's probably been done by atomic tanks. It's really just a matter of how good your healers are, and that's what it really comes down to. It's not you as the tank power. You have to play carefully and all. You have to know when to let go of block and when not to, and when to actually block. You have to know when to hit a soda if you're really about to die, or when to save yourself with some sort of supercharge that can help you do that. You have to know when to break out. It's all about being an experienced tank. But at the end of the day, you can only do so much by yourself. You know, you can only know how to play your power so well. Even if you're like you're an amazing tank, and I'm not saying that I'm that, but even if you think you're an amazing tank, at the end of the day, it comes down to your healers. It comes down to your troll being able to power the healer, and your healer being able to know exactly when to heal you. Your healers have to be quick if you want to solo tank a really hard raid. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this loadout. It's not that complicated a loadout. If you want to know a rotation, something I will tell you is let's pretend these are the ads from KCT. Right when you get in there, this is the pile of ads. Now those ads, the way you always want to deal with them is, of course, buff yourself. If you're a tank, buff yourself before you get in the fight, and then lunge and pull. You don't want to do this, which is a mistake a lot of tanks make, which is they lunge and then they pull. When you do that, you're allowing everything to hit you at once, in that I would say it's maybe 1.5 seconds before you hit your power. You're allowing everything to hit you, and they will kill you if you do that, unless your healer is aware that a lot of tanks do this and they're able to bump your health up and save you from making that mistake. Because yeah, if you move into a set of ads as fire and you're not like buffed before you do it, they will all hit you at the same time, and they'll take a lot of your health with them. I mean, they'll take a lot of your health as a result. So make sure you buff with any power on your bar can boost your health, and that's what I'm talking about when I say buff. And that'll also activate your whole, increased healing thing, increased healing buff that you get as a fire tank. So even lasso will do it. So here's an example. Let's go into the stats real quick. Okay, 30k, that's my base. Lasso, 61k, and then you lunge and then you hit your pull, and they won't be able to knock you out when your buffs are running, unless they hit you with something mean, like something crazy, like maybe they have a special attack that can double like half your health or something. I don't know. But that's generally it. And I was only using lasso as an example because I wanted to show that even if lasso isn't actually a fire tanking power, it'll still contribute towards actually boosting your health and activating your affinity as a fire tank. But that's pretty much it as a fire tank. Yeah, just buff yourself before you go into a new fight, ads or bosses. You want to buff before you go after them, and then you pull and then you block. Whenever you get countered, it'll hurt. Like, it'll hurt as a fire tank. Make sure you break out and then start blocking again, or spam R1 to do the breakouts that they added to the game after like a boss counters you. You're now able to break out. You're not just hard stunned. Actually, hard stuns still work, but you can break out of a lot of them. Not all of them though. But that's what you have your actual power breakouts for. Make sure you're not just you're not just constantly wasting them when you don't actually need to. You want to rotate your buffs every like 2 to 3 seconds. So that's what you want to do. If your health is dipping, hit like a pull and then clip it with stoke flames, or hit like a pull and clip it with burning and determination and just block. And that'll give you immediate heal from backdraft, and then it'll give you the healing over time from stoke flames or burning determination. And man, I need a burp. And burnout will also give you a burst heal, so you can like hit lasso and then burn out and block, and you'll have an immunity for a little while. It's like, it's basic. Fire is basically like any other tank power. You just have to block a lot more, and it's really powerful in the sense that when you are blocking, you're almost unkillable in many situations. But when you get countered, you become so squishy, and that's all you have to remember as a fire tank. But that's it for this video. I'll post a video of myself solo tanking DWFR, and you'll be able to actually see how I use the rotation and stuff. I just wanted to show you the loadout and explain a few things on how to actually effectively fire tank, and I'll see you in the next video.